Achieve your dream with Success Television.
Christmas Day that year, I found out that I was living with type 1 diabetes. And the first thing that the doctor said to me was, 15 years minimum will be lost from your life. And I remember those words specifically. I'll talk more about that later because I'm challenging those words. But it was one of those moments that changed me forever. And not just the disease and taking needles, and you'll see up on the screen 1825 plus 1825, and if you're wondering if that's some kind of math equation, that's how many needles I take every year, 1,825 needles. Plus the 1825, that's how many times I test my blood. And I'm not telling you that to feel sorry for me, because there's a lot of people that live with incredible disease. But it really gave me some perspective. From the guy that was terrified of that one needle a year at your doctor's office to going to 1825, that's a bit of an adjustment. And what I took from that was, now is the time to really live your dreams. Not waiting till tomorrow, not saying, yeah, I'll do it on Monday or I'll do it next month. Now is the time to do it. But what I did was I really thought about everything that I love doing. And in career planning and recruiting, we often ask that question, what do you love doing? And often we'll hear replies that, well, I hate telephone work, I hate sales. I said, that's great, but what do you love doing? And really changing our focus to what we love doing. I took out a pen and a piece of paper and I started writing a list of everything I love doing. They included working with kids in elementary schools. They included working with high school students. They included working with people that are in career change. They included working with companies, because I really think that we can make a difference in organizations. So when I came up with that whole list, at first I looked at it and thought, well, that's a bit depressing. Because where is that magic job? Where can you work with elementary kids one day? Where can you work with high school kids the next day? Where can you work with people in career change and also in companies? It's not advertised anywhere. So I had to create that. I had to create that vision. And that's really what led me on the journey that I've been on for the last 10 years. Very often friends will say, oh, must be nice. Must be nice to golf on Wednesday afternoon in the summer. It must be nice to do things that you love. And I said, yeah, it is nice. It's awesome. But it didn't just happen. I created, and it all started with a vision. So if you're going to do that vision, dream wild dreams. Don't hold back. Think about what you want, what you love doing, and feel it. Because the feeling's what brings it to power. It's the same thing with goal setting. You can write down all the action steps, but if it doesn't motivate you, if it doesn't get your heart excited, doesn't get you going, then you won't do it. I want everybody to think of somebody that you've worked with in the past that was miserable. You couldn't stand working with them. Everybody, I've totally taken the energy out of the room by doing that, right? I'm going to bet that person, your husband, wife, family, or friends, even if they never met them, they know that name. Because they heard that name at dinner table. Oh, you know what so-and-so did today? Oh, that little... Okay, stop thinking about them. That's how powerful attitude and passion can be. Now I want you to think about somebody in your life that you could call, and you can talk to them on the phone for 30 seconds, and they make you feel on top of the world. Think about that person. Compare those two. And it could be an email, it could be a card. You could be just checking your messages and you hear their voice and suddenly you're in a good mood. They're that good. Think about that person. Think about how we could be that person for others. That's how powerful attitude is. I put up here Miss Happy. We all have our Miss Happy or Mr. Unhappy in our lives. how we see the world every single day. That's our lens. I'm going to share a story of somebody that I used to work with. And that was my little cute name for her, was Miss Happy, because she never was happy. Every day she'd complain about the weather. This is awful, that's awful. Job is awful. Home life is awful. Rent is awful. Gas prices are awful. Everything's awful. It's just awful. Life is terrible. And one day I was driving in to work, and it was a Friday of a long weekend. And our company was having their company picnic that afternoon. So, as you know, those days you don't really work in the morning. You go in and you say hello to people. And then you go, it's a free party outside, and you're getting paid to go to it. And then we have 3 days off. And I was driving to work going, oh, I got her today, man. I've got her. There's no way she can be in a bad mood today. There's absolutely no way. So I came in, and I won't use her name, and I said, what a beautiful sunny day and a long weekend, and we're going for a picnic this afternoon. And she said, yeah, but it's going to rain tomorrow. We have a lot of control over many things. We have control of how we feed our bodies, the food that we eat. We have control over our thoughts, what we think. We have control over our words. We have control over our actions. And one of the great things about living with diabetes, not having diabetes, but living with diabetes, is I do have a lot of control that other people aren't so fortunate. I control what I think. I control how I eat, how much I exercise. And after I was diagnosed, I took a 3-day course, education course, because honestly I didn't know much about the disease. And the first day of the 3 days, every one of us had a chance to stand up and introduce ourselves. And about 4 or 5 people in, this lady stood up and she said, I don't know why we're all here, because we're all going to die, but first we're going to lose our limbs and go blind. And I remember her saying that, and I had a piece of paper, and I like to doodle when I'm in presentations, and I kept writing, not me, not me, not me, not me, not me. Those are real concerns. Those are real concerns, so I don't want to minimize them. But we have a lot of control, so we don't get to that stage. And that, really, in that moment, I thought, I'm taking control of this. I have a lot of power. Henry Ford, another quote that I love, whether you think you can or can't, you're right. I can't get this. I'll never get a job. Well, you're right. A couple of beliefs that I had. I did a presentation about 2 years ago, a keynote presentation. And after the presentation, a lady from the crowd came up and she said, Shawn, I loved what you did. I want to do what you do for a living. I said, great. She said, but I know I can't. I said, you're right. She said, how dare you? I just came up and said it was great, I was inspired, and you just told me that I can't do what you're doing. I said, I never said that. You said that. I just agreed with you. You're getting mad at me because I agreed with you. She said, well, I have a mortgage. So do I. I have a spouse. So do I. 2 for 2. Well, I don't know if I can leave my job. Again, real life decisions. I said, and I have diabetes. And I have to pay for my medicine out of my pocket every month. So we can focus on that, or you can focus on where you really want to go. And I'm not saying you have to quit your job. You know, you have real life responsibilities. Those are real life concerns, mortgage and kids. But do something to work towards where you want to go. Because if you don't, 10 years you're going to be in the same situation, and you haven't moved towards where you want to go.
Take a ride down a yellow brick road. And come on, rise up. Come on, rise.
If you would like more information on these topics, go to successtelevision.com.